Leader for Peace and Security Award 2015 to 2025, produced by the AIWL Film Park, presented by Quinn Yam, Special Assistant to the BGF Chairman.
Throughout history, the pursuit of peace and security has been the cornerstone of human progress. Leaders who dedicate their lives to these ideals inspire nations, transform societies, and bring hope to millions. Since 2015, the Boston Global Forum has presented the World Leader for Peace and Security Award, honoring those whose vision, courage, and compassion shape a more peaceful world. Over the past decade, the Boston Global Forum has honored extraordinary leaders. In 2015, we honored Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan and Chancellor Angela Merkel of Germany. Their steadfast leadership and commitment to diplomacy strengthened international relations and promoted stability in their regions and beyond. In 2016, the award was presented to United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. His tireless work in advocating for sustainable development, human rights, and global cooperation left an indelible mark on the international community. In 2017, President Toomas Hendrik Ilves of Estonia was recognized for his visionary leadership in digital governance and cybersecurity. His efforts in promoting e-governance and defending digital infrastructure have set new standards for national security in the digital age. In 2018, President Sauli Niinisto of Finland was honored for his commitment to peacekeeping and mediation in international conflicts. His advocacy for dialogue between East and West has been pivotal in maintaining stability in the Baltic region and beyond. In 2019, Vaira Vike-Freiberga, president of the World Leadership Alliance Club de Madrid, the former president of Latvia, was recognized for her unwavering dedication to democracy, human rights, and the integration of Europe. Her leadership has been instrumental in advancing democratic values and unity across the continent. In 2020, Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, was honored for her efforts in strengthening the European Union and promoting collective action on global challenges such as climate change, digital transformation, and public health. In 2021, Speaker Andreas Norlin of the Swedish Parliament was recognized for his commitment to upholding democratic principles and fostering political dialogue. His leadership has reinforced the importance of parliamentary democracy and transparency in governance. In 2022, President Volodymyr Zelensky and the Ukrainian people were honored for their courage and unwavering determination in the face of adversity. Their steadfast commitment to sovereignty, democracy, and peace has inspired the world. In 2023, Mata Amritnandami Devi, affectionately known as Alma, was recognized for her lifelong dedication to humanitarian efforts, compassion, and spiritual leadership. Her message of love and service has touched millions and contributed to global harmony. 2024, Emmanuel Macron, for visionary leadership in peace-building, innovation, and global collaboration. Following the tragic assassination of Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the Boston Global Forum established the Shinzo Abe Initiative for Peace and Security. His vision continues to inspire efforts toward peace, ensuring his legacy lives on through initiatives that foster global understanding. In 2025, we honor Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, a spiritual luminary and humanitarian whose tireless efforts for reconciliation and compassion have brought peace to millions. Through his leadership, he has built bridges between faiths and nations, embodying the harmony and wisdom the world needs most. All recipients of the World Leader for Peace and Security Award now form the BGF AIWS family, a fellowship of moral leadership guiding humanity in the age of AI. To continue their legacy, the Boston Global Forum launches the World Leader Spirit Symposium, a forum for these visionary leaders to share wisdom, mentor new generations, and advance peace through ethics, innovation, and dialogue. As we celebrate 10 years of global leadership for peace and security, we reaffirm our shared mission to make the world more compassionate, enlightened, and secure for all.
A special video presentation to honor Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, founder of the Art of Living Foundation.
In the modern age, technology has connected us like never before. Turning in the modern age, into a village. Technology has connected us like never before. Still divide us. Turning the globe into a village. And yet, conflicts still divide us. What can unite the human family? First, let's step back to the 1950s. As ancient wisdom was being lost to time, a young boy was found in deep meditation in a small village in South India. His name was Ravi Shankar. From the beginning, he combined both worlds, the ancient and the modern, age-old values and the latest science. A prodigy even at the age of 4, he shocked teachers when they found him reciting by memory ancient passages from the Bhagavad Gita. His viewpoint also expanded beyond normal geographic borders. This child would tell neighbors, "I have family everywhere." Since then, he has gone on to leave a unique mark on the world, inspiring millions through wisdom, through service, and through celebration. From his youth, Gurudev has revived ancient knowledge and given people practical tools and techniques to improve their lives, helping reduce stress and anxiety, find calm, improve sleep, improve relationships.
It is stress which is the cause of violence in life. Whether it is violence towards oneself or the aggression that one has towards others, the basic of this is stress.
One of Gurudev's unique offerings to break the chain of stress and aggression is sky breath meditation, or Sudarshan Kriya, a powerful breathing technique that he introduced in 1981 when he founded the Art of Living. He soon started teaching handfuls of people in India, all by word of mouth. And word spread, and soon people the world over, from Norway to Argentina, from Mongolia to Nova Scotia, were inviting him to teach in their homes and communities. Since the movement's humble origins, the Art of Living has grown to reach over 180 countries and 800 million people. Gurudev started the service projects of the Art of Living by saving a sinking school which had no funds. This act, housed in his own home, grew into more than 1,300 free schools across India, including some of the country's least developed regions. These schools now educate and feed more than 100,000 children. His vision has grown from there to inspire volunteers globally and in our own local communities. Projects range from education and peace building to the environment and mental health and wellness. Across North and South America and Europe, trainers have touched the lives of over 350,000 students in over 250 schools. Youth learn effective techniques to reduce anxiety, manage emotions, and as a result, decrease infractions and violence.
It's really giving us a framework to make sure that the physical and emotional components of student development are part of our students' everyday experience.
I didn't know how to deal with my stress. I lost my sister, I lost my grandma, I lost my great-grandpa. In my past times, I used to hit people and do violent stuff, but now I just don't. I leave it behind.
These techniques have been taught on over 150 college campuses, some even offering courses for credit. Students are reporting better mental health, less anxiety, and more social connection and interconnection.
I had just gotten to campus and I was really struggling with a lot of mental health issues. I had social anxiety. I couldn't even make eye contact like I'm making with you right now. I think really the only reason I'm able to stand here with a smile on my face right now is because of Sky Campus Happiness.
The Veterans Program has brought stress and trauma relief to veterans and their families. The subject of fascinating scientific research, it has also been featured in documentaries like Free the Mind and Almost Sunrise.
I'm not taking any medication for anxiety. I'm not taking any sleep aids. I'm not taking any meds. That is not a giant step, that's a giant leap.
In 1991, Gurudev launched courses in prisons. This program helps to break the cycle of violence and offers lasting change to prison inmates. To date, over 800,000 prisoners around the world have been touched by this project.
I actually look forward to fights. But now since doing this course, I'm a total different person. I can now walk away from a fight.
In our cities, Gurudev's programs are helping to build trust and peace in communities, including building bridges between law enforcement and former gang members. Gurudev's work for dialogue and harmony have made him a global ambassador of peace. Through his inspiration and trainings, thousands of militants and terrorists have laid down their arms and chosen peace.
We had been taught to operate guns and train other youth. But now, since meeting Sri Sri, we realized we had chosen the wrong path. We now want to spread love and non-violence in Kashmir.
In the Middle East, Gurudev has visited Iraq several times and addressed peace conferences to bring hope to the nation. In the 2010s, he led peace talks in South America. The result helped halt a vicious 52-year-old cycle of violence between the FARC and the Colombian government.
We hope that we Colombians can soon embrace the Gandhian principle of nonviolence. We agree with Maestro Shankar.
The Art of Living has also been working towards healing the environment. Over 70 rivers and thousands of water bodies in India have been revived. And in the face of natural and man-made disasters, Gurudev has inspired a wave of service. He has mobilized trauma and disaster relief for people in crisis around the world.
The Art of Living Foundation. For 25 years, it worked on programs promoting peace, combating violence and drug addiction, empowering our youth. I want to thank you for your vision and hard work of making all this possible.
Gurudev, Sri Sri, thank you for what you believe in. Thank you for your belief in unity. Thank you for your effort to bring people together.
When asked about the motto for his organization, Gurudev often says it's making life a celebration, and that we come to see the whole world as one family. Out of this vision of family, of humanity, of celebration was born the World Culture Festival, a global event series on an Olympic scale. It's brought together over 7 million people from 155 countries in Bangalore, Berlin, New Delhi, and Washington, D.C. The most recent event hosted over 1 million people on the National Mall in D.C. and the largest in-person meditation event in U.S. history. From world leaders to the tens of thousands of performers to the enthusiastic participants, World Culture Festival is a glimpse of the world in all its diversity, united as one family. Gurudev's vision for the world is to see a smile on every face and to create a stress-free, violence-free society.
We're now going to have some remarks of honor and presentation by Governor Michael Dukakis and Mr. Nguyen An Tuan.
Today, we are more than a ceremony to honor a World Leader for Peace and Security Award 2025. We start one journey for the new society, for the better world in AI, in digital. So, on behalf of Governor Michael Dukakis and Boston Global Forum leaders, I'm very honored to read remark. Your Holiness, distinguished leaders, scholars, and friends. It is the profound honor and privilege to stand before you today to recognize one of the world's great spiritual and humanitarian leaders, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, as the 2025 World Leader for Peace and Security Award recipient. From the beginning, the Boston Global Forum has sought to celebrate those whose leadership transcends borders, politics, and ideology. Individuals who vision uplift humanity and remind us of the moral foundation of peace. Gurudev, your embodied resilience, that spirit. Through the act of living foundation, you have touched millions of lives across continents, teaching peace not as abstract idea, but a daily practice rooted in compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. You have shown that inner peace is not spread from world peace, that governance, technology, and progress must always be guided by the light of conscience. Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar has dedicated his life to building bridge among faith and culture, to unwavering wisdom, universalizing, and to nurturing compassion, love, and mutual understanding toward a stress-free, violence-free in our work, guided by Gandhian principle of non-violence. You have advanced reconciliation and healing in conflict-struck regions such as Colombia, Cote d'Ivoire, India, Iraq, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Venezuela. At the moment when our world feels fractured by war, polarization, and fear, your voice has reminded us that reconciliation begins in the human heart. You have built bridge between nation and faith, between reason and spirituality, and between humanity and nature. The Boston Global Forum and AI world society are deeply inspired by your message that technology must serve humanity, not dominate it, that the intelligence of machine must always be guided by the wisdom of spirit. Through the AIWS model, we seek to bring spiritual and interfaith value into the digital age, to build a world when innovation and compassion advance hand in hand. In honoring you, we affirm that future of peace depends on both ethic, innovation, and moral imagination. As we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Peace Award, whose past recipients include world leaders such as Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Chancellor Angela Merkel, and President Emmanuel Macron. I'm sorry, cannot say all leaders who honor because it's too long. We see in you, Gurudev, a beacon of continuity, the union of spiritual leadership and ethical responsibility in an age identified by artificial intelligence and digital power. On behalf of the Boston Global Forum, AIWS family, we express our deepest respect and gratitude. Now, the 2025 World Leader for Peace and Security, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, became a distinguished esteemed member of the BGF AIWS family. From my heart, thank you. And Your Holiness, your life work reminds us that peace is not merely absence of conflict, but active creation of harmony within individuals, among societies, and across our shared planet. May your example continue to guide global leaders and citizens alike toward a more compassionate, secure, and enlightened world. Congratulations, Gurudev, and thank you for your unwavering service to humanity. And we honor Gurudev today. That means we honor all leaders, all people, all contribution and dedication to the journey for peace and security, and special for the world in AI age. And all of us today, we together with Gurudev, with our mission, our journey to build BGF AIWS family for very, very important, very significant, very historical journey and road ahead. And we warm heart and welcome from all of us today. We honor all of us today came here together with this very, very important and significant journey. Thank you so much.
Gurudev, we would love to invite you to address us and to share some words and thoughts with us, please.
Your Excellency, Governor Michel Duquesne, Mr. Nagun O'Ton, and distinguished leaders, professors, and participants in today's program. I accept this honor from the World Global Forum, Boston Global Forum for World Leaders Spirit and Peace and Security. And I dedicate this honor to all the volunteers who have been tirelessly working for peace of various NGOs around the world. Peace and security often are said in one breath. Though a lot is done for security, very little attention is given for peace. Peace building is absolutely essential. And the root cause of conflicts had to be nipped at the very bud. And for this, peace education, I feel, is very essential. And inspiration through the forum like Boston Global Forum, which upholds the moral, spiritual, and ethics of human existence, plays a very important role. Peace cannot come just by words. It has to translate into action. Where there is conflict, we need mediators who can build the bridges. And people, if we have to build bridges, they have to be free from any type of agenda or bias. Just compassion and clarity in action will make the way for it. A moral and spiritual force is essential to quell the distress and mistrust that our society has formed over the years. I'm glad that artificial intelligence world society is joining hands in this, very noble cause to bring peace a living reality. The purpose of technology is to bring comfort. And we have to question ourselves in this age, are there enough comfort? Yes, physical comfort is there, but mental health crises have skyrocketed. One of the biggest challenges today, we have mental health issues. Whether it is in the school, in school districts or the college campuses, whether prison, at home, everywhere in the world, depression and mental health issues, suicide issues are rising. So it's very important to bring peace to the doors of people. Darkness cannot come to light, but light has to go to the dark, where there is darkness. And this is an effort that all of us will have to be engaged in making it a reality. So I once again thank the forum for honoring me with this award. And I'm sure this forum will continue to inspire millions across the globe to walk the path of nonviolence, to walk the path of peace, and to give this message of clarity in mind, purity in heart, sincerity in action as the very theme or goal of one's life. In short, I would say, let us all dream for a violence-free and stress-free society, a disease-free body, a mind with happiness and joy, and a heart full of compassion and resilience, and a creativity that brings more joy and happiness in society than destruction. Thank you very much for being with me.
So now that we have concluded the ceremonial parts of our afternoon, it's a real joy to be able to engage in dialogue with Gurudev. And I invite all of you to ask questions, make comments, so that we can have a discussion, in particular around the themes that we've articulated today and around which we collectively work, namely how it is that we can enhance world pro-social and diminish antisocial behavior. That's the way I tend to think about it. I'm a psychiatrist and a neurologist and a brain scientist. And as we heard from Gurudev, there is a mental health crisis right now. We're in an era where we're understanding more and more about the brain, and yet we're also in an era where we can integrate such new knowledge with ancient knowledge from different cultures around how it is that we can transcend our selfish concerns, transcend our differences, and attempt to be the sorts of bridges that Gurudev just described. So maybe I will start by first wishing Governor Dukakis well and thanking him for joining us. And do we have a mic on Gurudev so that we can hear what he has to say when we're having this discussion? And do we have a mic to pass around the room? We have one mic, okay. So perhaps
I can stand there.
Oh no, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
So perhaps I'll start.
Okay.
And we had a chance to chat briefly inside, for which I'm grateful. And I almost want to repeat a version of the question I posed to you because I think it's central, and I think that your answer was enlightening. And that is, what we've seen, what we know is that you've actually not just spoken about these things, but you've gone to centers of conflict, and you have worked with the two opposing sides in what many would seem to think are intractable conflicts, often with ideologies where there's a totalitarian or an absolutist view that one side feels that it is right and it is the moral one, while perhaps committing very immoral acts in the name of that. And then the other side feels the same way. And so where does one begin? How have you been able to be effective in mediating conflict in such situations?
Yes, very tricky situations. Whenever you need to play a role of mediator, I feel it's something that where you simply first listen, not to say anything. You listen to the other side, and then basically it's the trust that need to be rebuilt again. Once the trust is built, all other arguments, will all fall in place. Usually in resolving a conflict, the normal procedure everybody does is you sit with the problems. You ask both sides to come up with their problems, and you sit with the problems. And with the problems, you only get more problems. I would take a different view. I would ask both the party, you know this is the problem. What is your solution is what my ask for them will be. So they come up with 10 solutions on their own because it is their solution to their problems. Someone else's solution never fits to someone's problem. So they need to find their own solution. So when they come with those solutions, I usually sit with both the solutions. If there are 10 solutions from both sides, 5 may match, 6 may match, 5 may not match. So we go with wherever it matches and then deal the other ones which don't match. For that, by that time, trust gets built. And one more thing I would say, we never give up because conflicts cannot be resolved overnight. We need to have infinite patience, and we must know we convey more through our vibration and presence than through words or arguments.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I'm going to take this mic and walk around now, and Gurudev is going to have another mic. So we will open it up. Please share your thoughts and questions. And yeah.
Jai Gurudev. Gurudev, my name is Mudit Sharma, and I have been following you for quite a while. My question is actually related to the mental health or maybe emotions. So I hope it's audible, right? Okay. So like when I was very young, I used to feel like the year is like an endless, or like month is like the endless. But like from the past few years, especially I would say after COVID, I feel like the year starting and ending very quickly. I feel like it was January and then suddenly I'm in the November or December. So is it like with everyone or is it just with me? I'm not sure. The years are flying very, very quickly.
That says you are very happy. When you're happy, time flies. When you're unhappy, time appears to be too long.
Other questions for Gurudev?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Sri Sri. It's a real honor for me to see you again in Massachusetts. I first met you when you came here in 2016. So it's a blessing for all of us in Massachusetts to have your presence. My question for you is that you always taught us compassion and peace. How do we inject or provide some compassion, some peaceful idea in the head of dictators like Mr. Putin, who is invading Ukraine, or Mr. Xi, the supreme leader of China, who threatened Taiwan? So how do we make some sense into their head regarding peace and compassion?
Well, let me tell you, I don't have solution for all the problems. One thing I would say is that, many times people have a threat perception which may not be correct, which is not the reality. When you see that someone is a threat to you, you overact. And that's how most wars are happening. I would say WAR, war is worst act of reason. For every act there is a reason, and this is the worst act of reason that people come up with. Here again I would say we need bridges, people who do not label any party, but be neutral and connect everyone and clear the misunderstanding, clear the threat perception, which is again an illusion. You see?
Yeah, we're in an era now, and part of the Boston Global Forum is to combine this sort of wisdom with the scientific understanding that we're gaining with things like brain imaging. And your words, Gurudev, are so prescient. We have studied the threat systems in the brain, in the human brain. that are evolutionarily conserved from reptiles and even earlier. And they're adaptive evolutionarily, because if a lion is running at you, you have to gear up and fight and flight and so on and so forth. But what happens in certain forms of mental illness and in society through manipulation is that the threat system gets inappropriately activated. So that which is normally adaptive starts to tell the rest of our brain and our mind that there is indeed a threat, and as you say, that's an illusion, and yet it seems real. And so your techniques, I think, are very powerful to be able to help people to recognize such illusions and not be governed by them.
Yes, not to be rattled by it. Also, Professor, this another issue that today our population is facing is loneliness. Again, loneliness is also related to certain, dopamines and other chemicals in the body, hormones in the body. Here again, meditation has been found to be very, very effective tool to get over the feeling of loneliness. In spite of having every good possible situation around you, you still feel nothing is good. It's all your own perception. And this perception need to change. Similarly, our expression, we don't know how to express ourselves better. Our emotions are not expressed well. So one feels stifled and restricted inside. So two things happen. One is ability to perceive better, improved perception. Second is improved expression as well. So make others understand what you really want to convey to them.
Yeah. Professor Nancy Donovan in our department is a geriatric neuropsychiatrist, and she has studied loneliness, Gurudev. And at first people said, oh, why are you studying this? This is not hard science. This is a social construct. And she persisted. We funded her. Dr. Singhal would know. And she's done exquisite work showing the biological changes that are associated with loneliness and that even can predispose to things like Alzheimer's disease and certainly worsen it. We are social animals. And social exclusion and loneliness takes a toll. And the other side that we were just talking about is this notion that leads to polarization of in-group and out-group, which again was adaptive at one point when we were in tribal groups, prehistory and unfortunately currently as well. Us versus them, and there's now evidence that the brain processes even moral decisions and judgments differently depending upon whether the person's in your group or the other group. And what you're saying, which is the core of wisdom, is that we are all the in-group, right? We have to realize that. And your meditation techniques, like Sky, you work with the parasympathetic nervous system to calm down, reduce inflammation. And the techniques of thinking and the concepts that you share so generously are not dissimilar to some of the cognitive behavioral approaches that we've taken. And what you're teaching us is that this wisdom has been present and needs to be integrated. Yes?
I just wanted to follow up on what you just said and ask, do you have any insights about how we might change the structure of social media systems to make them less tending towards creating polarization?
Yeah, I would tell everyone the social media is inevitable in life, but we should have a judicial use of that. Use it only as much as you can handle, number one. And one need not feel so obliged to, respond to every social media response that comes to you. I think it's already with so many fake newses and fake information, that feverishness which was there 4 years back, 5 years back, is not there today. It's already waning out, you know. So I would say people need to be engaged in social media, but also give importance to real life time. You know, meet with people in real time and engage with people in real time. If you see in a dining table, even in a home, four people are sitting and eating, they're all buried in their own cell phones. So they're not conversing with each other. This sort of disconnection that can happen in a group must be avoided, especially when you are with people in real time. What social media cannot give you is the vibration, or it cannot stimulate that, you know, dopamines within you and serotonin in your, you know, physical presence, not just by social media.
Guruji, thank you for gracing us with your presence here today. Love to hear more about your broader worldviews with the AI, particularly as human intelligence may be surpassed by artificial intelligence soon.
To me, AI has a different connotation. I say it is absolute intelligence. Don't forget there is an absolute intelligence. We are in an ocean of intelligence called consciousness. And so we need to be in touch with that as well. And AI, of course, we should take the best advantage of AI and see that the misuse of it is prevented.
Other questions, comments?
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Mana Shamsi, and hopefully I can bring the AI World Society to the Middle East next year and host you guys. My question for you is, as AI becomes more powerful, what ethical principles should guide its development and use, and how would you unite the Indian community with the Middle East?
Say that again, please.
As AI becomes more powerful, using your principles and teaching over the decades that you've been spreading around the world, how would you unite the Indian community and the Middle East community with your teaching for the next generation?
With using AI?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, it will be very useful. See, I am talking to you now in English, and people in China can hear this in Chinese. People in Mongolia can hear this in Mongolian. You know, AI has done tremendous, made a tremendous difference and contributed to connectivity in the world. For example, in Russia, you know, though you know, lessons are being taught there was someone always translating. Now people can hear in my own voice, and there I was told, you know, people who are 70, 80-year-old people, and they are so moved because I could speak to them in their language. So this type of connectivity increases. Dissemination of information is faster through AI. All this is for the advantage of our human communication and evolution. At the same time, there are a lot of misuse of it also. Someone can take my voice and do some fake thing and spread some fake thing. That's also happening. That is where, you know, the moral and ethical values need to be integrated with AI.
Gurudev Pranam. Though you just said that you don't have solution for everything, but I want one solution for humanity from you, that can you please devise a method to human start finding difference between need and a greed? Because that's the reason of all the ruckus right now in the world.
That's exactly what the spiritual lessons do to you. It just makes you aware of your needs and checks the greed away from you. Greed is because of short-sighted, understanding about one's life. When you see life from a broader perspective, greed has no place there. Hatred has no place there. So we come from a very different perspective to life and to society.
So, good afternoon, Mr. Shankar. My name is Rosie. I would say that I'm quite associated with Boston Global Forum. First of all, I want to thank you for your dedication to world peace, and what you have done is extremely phenomenal and extraordinary. Truly, thank you. My question is not quite AI-based or mental health related, but I've always wondered, as a kid, where do conflicts come from? And I do believe that some people are just evil by nature, which is okay, they were born evil, they were born malicious like that, and they just want to kind of fight people. So my question is, since do you think that a society where there's absolute peace and love can be obtained, or do you think it's just really unpragmatic, but heroes will be born like you who are willing to dedicate their life into making the world a better place?
No, I would like to say here it's not only me. We all have the ability to bring some peace. In whatever scale, it doesn't matter what scale it is. But each of us can bring some comfort to people around us. And that's what we want. It's in our nature, right? If we create conflict, if we get into a fight, it is just because we are stressed out. Someone is stressed out, they don't behave normal, and because it becomes normal because they don't know how to get rid of those stress. Number one. Second is, I would say, every child born on this planet has come to this planet as a bundle of joy. It's full of bubbling enthusiasm. Nobody is born on this planet as a bad or evil guy. You see? What we can see as evil is only due to circumstances, situation, and wrong understanding or lack of understanding. These things made a person like that. So inside every culprit, if you peep in there, you will find a victim crying for help. If you heal the victim, culprit will disappear. That's my experience. So I see only goodness in every individual, and only their behavior is bad because of their conditioning. And they can be deconditioned.
Good afternoon, Guruji.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your presence. It's a moral dilemma, the question I'm about to ask, and I think you would be the best vessel to answer this question. Artificial intelligence companies are now allowing users to seek comfort with the platform that they're devising. Would it truly be problematic if they would seek divine intervention or advice from those platforms? Because all these, the metadata that is being fed, it is a mirror image of us, what's happening in society, whatever. With the goodness comes its flaws as well. So if people start go into it for divine advice or spiritual advice, would you, as someone spiritual yourself, see that as problematic for us as a society? Just a thought or question, sorry.
Spirituality cannot bring any problems. It only can aid human evolution and wellness, well-being. Having said this, I would say, whenever you have to face some challenges, you need resilience. When the failures come, you need to be resilient. And spirituality gives that strength to get over, those hurdles in life, and to be resilient when you have to face failures. Third is it will also keep your energy and enthusiasm higher. In this sense, yes, I'm always ready for, bringing spirituality in people's life, because that is what can bring them inner peace and happiness. Yeah. Does this answer your question?
I'm truly sorry, Gurudev,
Tell me.
for following up. My question was, would it truly be problematic in terms of human civilization or harmony, whatever it is, that once that we start relying on intelligence created by us to give spiritual advice on a personal level? Because these days the models are being trained to your personal preferences. So like if I'm supposed to use it, it starts answering questions to me the way I want it. So a form of bias starts creating.
It only gives you what you feed in, right?
Exactly.
So you cannot totally rely only on that. You have to use your the intelligence, the absolute intelligence that has been given to you as well. So it should be a partial reliance in artificial intelligence. You see all the chat GPT and all these, they say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. They do have a right to make mistakes. So you must not take it as a gospel truth. So they do err a lot of time. Does this answer? You find errors in them. Sometimes they give information which is erroneous. And so you need to look into your own intuitive ability. You have something called intuitive ability. That's what we are, along with absolute intelligence, we should not ignore or neglect our intuitive ability, which is a must in any venture you do. And here is what the spirituality helps. Spirituality helps you in enhancing your sharpness of intellect and highlighting your intuitive ability.
The ability to see spirituality as transcending any one religion and looking for commonalities is a very healing thing for the world in and of itself, and so something I think that everybody deeply appreciates about your teachings. Other questions or
Gurudev, namaskar. I have a question about communicating the spiritual values to young people, because they have a question at how relevant are these values to our practical life. And when they see the world in action in society, and they see people with not so obvious spiritual values winning, they want to know the importance of these values and their relevance for their practical living.
First of all, we should make a difference between the religious values and spiritual values. Often the line is very thin and very blurred, and people confuse the religious practice as the spiritual. You go to a temple, church, or mosque, you do some rituals, you think you are very spiritual, and you have done your part of it. This is not going to help them. Of course, in some extent, it may give them some solace, but ultimately for them to grow in their intuitive ability or their spiritual strength is different. This is what we must make people aware. Again, if you see that in religion, there was only one Jesus, but there are 72 sects of Christianity. There is only one Lord Buddha. There are 36, sects of Buddhism, each claiming they are the real ones. And then similarly in Judaism, you have many sects, the Orthodox. And Islam, there are 135 sects of Islam. If you see Hinduism, it's countless. You can't even count. That many sects are there. So keeping them aside, they have their own value. I don't say you should be irreligious. They have their values. Let's keep them aside. But spiritual values is something that I would say is the backbone of our ethics and moral, values. You don't want to do something to others which you don't want others to do to you. This is the baseline. In business, I say, in any business, you have a vendor and you have a customer. You don't like your vendors to cheat you, so you shouldn't cheat your customers as well, right? So that is the ethics, that is the backbone of morality. This is what we must cultivate. The character is cultivated through spirituality in an individual. Then they become broad-minded, they become more acceptable, and everything else will flow.
Thank you. Gurudev, I loved what you said in your opening remarks about how trust is built more through vibration and through presence than through words. I wonder, can vibration, energy, presence be transmitted through technology, whether it's a phone call or a video call? And if not, how can we build trust in situations where we don't have the ability to sit around a kitchen table, whether it's our workplaces or our social environments?
I think to some extent, yes. Even through technology also, you can transform that vibration of peace. But I don't know to what extent people can receive it. It also depends on the receptor, not just one who gives. Yeah.
Gurudev, you have your online apps and you have other mediums through which we experience meditation. But since we're talking about AI and we're here in real life, I was wondering if it would be possible at all to get a meditation by you, if that is something on the agenda.
I think we'll do it another time because they all just had meal about an hour ago or 2 hours ago. That's all. Yeah. Okay, done?
Yeah, I didn't quite hear what you just said about what.
She asked
later,
whether we
later,
can all
yes,
have a
for later.
meditation now.
Yep.
I said we'll do it another time.
Yep.
Because now, just now people all had their meals. So you need to leave 3 hours gap for meditation after you have had a full meal. Yeah.
Great. Was there another question here? It was the same question. Okay. Other questions? Yes.
So congratulations receiving the great awards. And I would like to know, and please share your ideas, why do humans count wars?
Why do humans do wars?
Why do humans count wars, like World War I, World War II?
Wow.
Sounds like humans are expecting World War III, World War IV. So I'm a politician, but I'm also a historian, and I'm curious always when I was 6 years old.
Yeah. If you ask any movie director, you'll ask them what would be a successful movie. If it's all just peace or there is conflict, they will say when there is fight, that movie is more successful. People love to watch wars. People love to watch wrestling. People love to watch all these things because somewhere deep inside that instinct is there, that survival instinct, and to oppose. If that could be channeled through martial art, or art and music and culture, then there won't be war. Usually if you see people who are engaged in sports, engaged in charitable work, engaged in something to channel that energy, they will not be interested in war. Those who are idle, who do not channel their energy much into this, are only self-centered all the time, they love wars.
Yeah, I think one of the real challenges is if most places, most people, most schools follow this, you only need a few to cause a lot of trouble. And this is something we've been wrestling with in the Boston Global Forum, and especially with AI, is the notion of bad actors. You can have 1,000 people doing good, and now, especially with technology and AI, you only need one or two, let alone a whole, tyrannical government or something. And then the speed and the scale with which the destruction or the damage or the manipulation can be done is very hard to address. Do you have any suggestions for how we can address that problem? If even 99% of the people follow this path, but the 1%, and they may not be evil, but for circumstances or other things, don't, and now they have these powerful technologies or can wage war. Any advice how we can try to address this situation?
First of all, we should thank them. In the sense, they keep you on your toes. Otherwise, you will go to sleep. Good people to be active, you need someone who are there doing something negative. So that keeps everyone else more active, more busy. And see, often we find negative people are people with a negative tendency or mindset, they are super active. Whereas people with any positive tendencies, positive mindset, they say, tomorrow, mañana, we'll do it later. The sort of laid back attitude you can find in people with good intentions. So I think we should take them as an inspiration to do something good.
That's great. That's terrific. Yes.
Following up on your point that you just made, that positive people have a laid-back attitude. The same carries over in the journalistic sphere, where journalists will not cover, you've made peace initiatives from Colombo to Colombia, and from Sri Lanka, all over the world, and you're here receiving this award. It needs to be highlighted more by the journalistic community. And they just don't make that noise for peace as they do for violence, as to your point also.
Yeah, that was the case for a long time. But today, social media has put a challenge for them. It's no longer, no media house can dictate the news. Today, social media reigns in, yeah. So things are changing. Yeah.
Other questions, comments? Yes?
Gurudev, just a comment. The question on World War I and II and III was done by the ex-defense minister of Japan.
Lovely. I think they lost the count because there were many wars fought before. The historians say in the known recorded history, there was only 293 years of known human history where there was no wars. Otherwise, there has been some or other war here and there, but not on the scale of the world, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Jai Gurudev. Gurudev, my name is Vasundhara. As you were saying earlier, that you should see good intention towards everyone, and I follow that religiously. Sometimes I get comments from my friends that you don't see the other side of people and you just believe as it is. You don't see what people have intent to do. What would be your advice on that, Gurudev?
Here, of course, We have to keep our eyes and ears open. We can't be naive and say, oh, everything is goody-goody syrupy. Nothing like that. We have to see the reality. At the same time, see if someone is behaving bad, why they are doing so. What is the cause behind such a behavior? If a behavior from certain person in responsibility is like that, it is because of a wrong information to that person and a threat perception that they are having, which is not correct. You know?
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Yes.
Jai Gurudev. Gurudev, can you teach an AI to meditate? Why I'm asking this question is, if yes, what would a meditating AI look like in terms of when it's answering stuff? Because we have had a conversation about biases, false information, etc. And if not, what is so intrinsically human about meditation and spirituality that a computer cannot
AI
encapsulate?
can help you to meditate. AI can help, help you to meditate in your own language and your own time. It can keep you that time and everything. It's a tool. It's not a person as such. We must remember it's not a person. It's a tool.
Other questions, comments?
I think that's it. I think nobody.
Yeah. Well, you've been. You've been tremendously generous with your time, with your wisdom, and we're very appreciative. I'll give to Tuan now. He will tell us what's next.
Thank you, Gurudev. So we move to another very important section, World Leader Spirit Symposium, special commemoration 10th year of award 2015 and 2025. You know, we from this year for celebrate 10th year of very glory award, World Leader for Peace and Security Award. We have initiated that World Leader who was awarded by Boston Global Forum. We together, we will make contribute better for the world better in this time, especially in this time in the world. So we will make that the World Leader spirit. That means all leaders join together with our BGF AWS family members. We connect with university and many community and innovators also to try to do that. And not only think, not only act, and we are movement to help, to hope, to contribute solution, contribute action plans, more action. So we hope all of us here join with us in this very special, very significant movement. That is, and also we named World Leader Spirit. And we have symposium, we have dinner, for example, gathering with world leader and discuss and try to find out solution for the world and very challenging issue for the world that we named that World Leader Spirit Dinner, something like that. And also World Leader Spirit concert with some big concert as a festival of Gurudev do already. We make that is the World Leader Spirit concert here, World Leader. So yes, today we have a program and announce we will send all document to all of us and also to public about this very important. We hope you join with us. And now we do for just with this program, just now, to do it here. Just sit.
So now we're going to transition. I'm wondering whether people would like 5-minute break. And so why don't we take a 5-minute break or so that you could just stand up, breathe, and then at 4 o'clock, we will start in with the next part of the program.